How's it going, everyone? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about online privacy and what we can do to maintain that online privacy while still using a lot of the different apps and websites we like to use. Now, the big companies like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube like to collect data on you in order to sell it to advertisers in the hopes that in turn that you'll purchase some of the advertisers' products. Now, this is what's called market research, and I'd rather be paid for my market research rather than somebody else making money off of my market research. So I like to maintain a bit of privacy online, and I'm going to show you how I like to do that. So let's get right into it. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to brave.com and download this privacy-based browser. This is going to be for your laptop or desktop. And this is a really great browser, especially once we change a few settings. Right out of the box, it's really great towards speed and privacy. So we can ditch Google Chrome, which definitely tracks literally everything you do throughout the internet, and we can use Brave. So what you're going to do is download and install that, and I already have it downloaded and installed, and this is currently a new profile, which is another great feature of the Brave browser, and that you can have different profiles for different things like social media, banking, work, and you can split all those bookmarks and passwords and everything, split them up so that you can have extreme control over them. Right now I'm in, like I said, a brand new profile. So this is just like a brand new install of Brave. Now, what I like to do when I install Brave is I like to download another thing that's called YouTube Enhancer. And what this does is, see, look, it used Brave search engine. This is a great thing to actually happen because I want to show you how to change that. We want to go to the 3 hamburger button over here. Go to settings. And then in this settings panel, which is really awesome, you have a little search bar here that you can just type in search. And it will bring up any of the settings that are related to search. And towards the bottom here, we have search engine used in the address bar. We want to change that to DuckDuckGo. Then we can close out of the settings and we can run that search one more time. And it should use DuckDuckGo. Just like that. Now, DuckDuckGo is a much better privacy-focused search engine, and which doesn't try to sell you things all the time like Google does. Now, since Brave is built on an open source browser called Chromium, you can use all the Chrome extensions to add them to your Brave installation. Now, as I was saying earlier, I like this YouTube Enhancer add-on for Brave, and what this does is it customizes the look of YouTube as well as allows you to turn up and down the volume of the YouTube video using your mouse scroll wheel, and it also blocks ads. Now, you can go in there and whitelist different YouTube channels and what you like so that they do get ads, and you'll only get ads on those YouTube pages. Now here's a big long list of what you can do with it and how to use it. That's not really important unless you really want to look into it. All I really do in here is I go into dark theme, and this is the main options page for YouTube Enhancer. I like to use the dark theme, and then I like to use the Discord dark theme. And then I'll scroll down, and block ads is already there for blocking ads everywhere. Now, if you want to unblock ads for certain channels, you can click this option here, do not block ads for subscribed channels, and you can add different channels in which you'll still get ads and the creator will still get paid for those ads. And then the last but not least thing that I like to change is I like to come down here. I passed it. To the volume, and I like to control the volume with my mouse wheel while hovering over the video. Now that all those options are chose, all you can have to do is hit close, and we can head over to YouTube. And you can see that it's in dark mode. I'm not even signed in, and it's in dark mode. And at blocking all ads, there's no ads at the top of the page. There's no ads if I click a video.
We're going head to head to see who can build the quietest keyboard ever.
The only ad that you'll occasionally get, you might get a pop-up like this here.
Let's get started!
Saying get 2 weeks or something to that effect.
We're both starting with the same.
But as you can see, the YouTube Enhancer blocks all the ads, and that also helps you maintain some privacy as well as saves you on your data. Like I did say, you can enable people to get ads on certain channels if you want to support your favorite creator. But this is an awesome feature of Brave as well. Now, another setting that we're going to want to change while we're inside of Brave is we're going to want to click the hamburger button again and go to Settings, Privacy and Security. And then we're going to want to click this Clear Browser Data right here. And then on the upper right, it will say On Exit. So this means whenever you close down Brave browser, it's going to clear all the cookies and the browsing history, the downloading history, the cache. I would leave passwords and other sign-in data in here if you're using Brave to save all your passwords. But I like to use Bitwarden to save all my passwords, and that transfers across devices onto my phone and as well on to the computer as well. So I don't usually save my passwords in the browser. I save them in Bitwarden. And then autofill data, you can leave that in there, but I like to clear that out. And then in the site and shield settings, I like to clear that out as well. And then hit save. So that means now that that's saved, every time we close out of Brave, it's going to erase all of our tracking data pretty much. And that's pretty much all you have to do to install Brave and have it working for you on protecting your privacy. Now on mobile, there's another app that's called Bromide, and I'll show you how to install that one next. So you can have good privacy while also on mobile. Brave is also for mobile devices as well, but Bromide is built a little bit lighter, so it will run faster on your phone. Alright, so we're going to install Bromide on an Android device. Bromide is a privacy-based web browser that is a little bit more lightweight than Brave, and we can install on mobile devices. So to get that done, what we need to do is go to our default browser and go to bromide.org. Now once you get to bromide.org, you need to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page and you'll see a download section. And at that download section, you just want to make sure ARM64 and Lollipop 5.0 and above are checked, and then you're going to tap download. Now it's going to ask you if you're sure you want to download this file. You're going to say yes, and then if you click details on the downloads, you can see all your past downloads, as well as once this download gets done, which it doesn't take too long, you can tap right on this download and install it. Now your Android OS system is going to ask you if you want to install from unknown apps, and you're going to say yes, I do want to install from unknown apps, and install Bromide. Now once Bromide is done installing, it's ready to use. and you can just open it up, and you have a privacy-based web browser that doesn't take up a lot of memory, and you're ready to go. Now, I also like to add a little widget to my front screen so it always uses Bromide search instead of the standard Google search. And the way I do that is by long pressing on the Bromide icon. You can go to widgets and add the Bromide search at the very top there. And then I like to drag that to my home screen, which is, the default screen, and stretch that out so where it's like a normal search box. And that's about it for Bromide. That's all you really need to do. Now that we have privacy-based web browsers installed both on the computer and on the mobile device, we need to talk about password management and what I like to do to manage my passwords. I like to use Bitwarden. Now, Bitwarden is a free open source software that manages your passwords. I like to use them because it makes it super simple to import passwords from either Google Chrome browser, Firefox browser, or just to add them manually yourself and organize them. It makes them really great for organizing the passwords as well as keeping them safe. Using a password manager, you're going to have to have a really good one super strong master password to sign into Bitwarden, and then Bitwarden is going to either help you generate really strong passwords for all your other accounts or help you remember all those other accounts' passwords. And to be really secure, it would be the optimal idea to have a different, really strong randomized password for each one of your services. Now that can be hard and difficult to get all the services passwords changed and have it be a randomized strong password, but that's what Bitwarden and other password managers out there are out there to do. Now, I like using Bitwarden because, like I said, it's an open source platform. All of the passwords are encrypted when they do go to the cloud, and it's just been a really great open source project that I like backing since the beginning. Now, I can't exactly show you how to put in a bunch of passwords or import your passwords into Bitwarden without doxing myself, but what I can say is that it's super easy, and a lot of anything that you would have a question about, if you click the help tab up here, it will help you get set up on any device and with two-step logins, with all kinds of stuff if you need any help with that. So now that we have a good password management system set up, the next thing we need to talk about, and you've probably heard about all over YouTube, are VPNs. Now, I'm going to talk about what exactly a VPN is, what it can help you with, and what it can't do, and what one I recommend if you do decide to end up getting a VPN. Now, what VPNs can't do is they can't hide you from every single hacker out there. They can't protect you from viruses or malware, and it's not an internet connection in and itself. But what it can do is provide a little bit of privacy from your internet service provider by blocking them from knowing exactly what websites you visit all the time. What it can do is protect you from having a public IP address out there when you're gaming and doing other online activities, and it will help prevent targeted attacks. It will help also unlock geo-restricted content, like if you're trying to find something that's maybe only on the UK Netflix, you can spoof your location and make it look like you're from the UK and get UK Netflix or Canadian Netflix or whatever country you're trying to go after. I know some services like Disney Plus aren't even available in some countries yet, so you can spoof yourself and make it look like you're from the United States and be able to get Disney Plus and check out all their content. That's what VPNs are really great for doing, is unblocking geo-restricted content, giving you an anonymized IP address, so when you're gaming, there's not somebody that on the other team that wants to DDoS you, it's not going to really work because they're going to be hitting an IP address that doesn't really exist, and you'll be able to reconnect with your VPN, and the whole attack will end up being stopped. And then having that location spoofing helps out quite a bit too. If you're in certain states or locations that it may be illegal for some things and it might be legal in other states, you can spoof your location to that location as well. So let's talk about the VPN that I like to use. Now, the VPN I like to use is called Torguard, and you can get that from torguard.net. It's a really great VPN for streaming, especially for streaming if you're trying to do the video games and stream content that's geo restricted. This is one of the best VPNs for geo restricted content. They have dedicated streaming IPs, which make it to where the Netflix, Disney Plus, and Hulu and the likes can't really tell that you're using a VPN. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go to torguard.net, fill out your information and how you want to pay. And I will say, if you want to use code GG510S, GG510S in the promo code, you will save 50% off of your entire order, and that's a reoccurring 50% off. So that ends up being $60 per year for this VPN, and it saves you quite a bit of money, and you'll be able to, like I said, stream all that geo-restricted content and do geolocation spoofing. Now, when you first log into your Torguard account, this is what you're going to see. This is the dashboard page, and what you're going to want to do is click the download link in the upper right here, and you're going to want to download it for Windows or Mac, whatever your operating system is. And then you can also go to the Play Store or iOS store and download Torguard as well. And once you have those applications installed on your computer and phone, you can come back to the login page here. And what you're going to want to do is go to Services and then My Services. You're going to want to go over here to Manage and then Manage Credentials. And then what you're going to want to do is right here, this is the service credentials, and this is for you to sign into your VPN. This is where you want to set your password to sign in to Torguard. This password down here is for your billing information only to sign into this website. This is to sign into the VPN, and this is to sign into the website. They should be different passwords, but if you make them the same, you can also do that. But for security reasons, they should be different passwords. So once you have this password set for your service, you can open up Torguard, the application, on your computer or on your phone. And what you're going to want to do is just hit connect. Now, right now, it's going to connect to the United States Dallas node if I just hit connect. And what it's going to do is it's going to try to connect, and it's going to say, hey, I don't know your username and password. So what you're going to do is put in your username and password. And then you're going to also want to click Remember Credentials. So this way you don't have to type it in every time you connect to your VPN. And then once you're logged in, it'll tell you in the bottom right here, connection established, and you're logged in into Dallas. So now if you go to any website like Google and type in what's my IP, so I can click on what's my IP address, and as you can see, the city is Dallas, the region is Texas, and it can't really tell what my internet service provider is. It's just M247 LTD, which is definitely not my internet service provider, and this is definitely not my location. So you can tell that the Torguard location spoofing is already working, and it's already giving a public IP address that is not actually my current public IP address. Now that the same thing happens on a phone, the application looks very similar, and you just hit connect and disconnect. Now, if you want to choose other places, you can hit disconnect. It takes a few seconds to connect and disconnect from a VPN. And now you can click this section here and you can choose Belgium, Australia, pretty much anywhere in the world. And then click connect. Now we're in Finland, and if I go back to what's my IP, it breaks the internet. No, it does that occasionally. Sometimes you do have to close out your browser and reopen your browser. When you switch your VPN settings. So now we're in Finland, and that's now my ISP. So you can tell Torguard is completely working and can totally spoof your location. Now, Torguard is the VPN that I like to use, and it comes with a lot of features. It's not very, overcoming, or it doesn't really take over your computer or your phone, and it allows you to change all the settings that you would like. It offers power users and end users functionality, which is the most thing that I like about Torguard, along with the dedicated streaming IPs, allowing you to get the Disney Plus and Hulu Plus and Netflix from geo-restricted areas. As you can see, there's tons of options in here for the power user, and there's pretty much nowhere but the ceiling for you to stop when it comes to having all these settings. Here's where you put in your dedicated IP for streaming, your dedicated IP streaming addresses. You just click add, and Torguard's going to give you those in your main account area, and you just add them in here and click save. Now, as a recap, the 3 things that you can do to help protect your online privacy is using a web browser that's privacy based, like Brave or Bromide, whether that's on your phone or a computer. And then you want to use a password manager, in which can help generate your passwords and save them in a secure location and allow easy access to all of those. I like to use Bitwarden. And then the third thing, if it's applicable to you and you happen to need it, you can pick up a VPN. And the one I like to use is Torguard. And with these 3 things, you're a lot closer to having online privacy and withholding a lot of that information from the bigger companies. Now, if you made it this far into the video, it'd be really awesome if you could slap a like on the video, as well as subscribe. Maybe ring the notification bell if you want to get any more tech-related information like this, or catch any of the remaining parts to the Raspberry Pi series. Thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you on the next one.